This is common sense. Use your common sense. Don't listen to foolishness like you're being told by people.
This is Jonathan Agar of Pro Boxing Fans, joined by Johnny Nelson. Johnny, we're at a cinema, hence the popcorn. Nice little venue this for a weigh-in / press conference, but a big cruiserweight fight tomorrow night. Lawal, Chamberlain, got intense up there. Is that because it means so much, this fight?
It's for the British and Commonwealth title. Lawal, it's his first defence of the British title. The vacant Commonwealth titles available. I think for both these fighters, we've got such an array of cruiserweight opportunities here in the UK, it's ridiculous. But on top of that, you've got to remember now they've done an affiliation with NBC. They've got a subscription on their streaming channel of 25 million all over the States. Now, that being the case, and NBC could actually put it on their main TV, opportunities that are here for these fighters are ridiculous. So now, it's sort of when you say where does the winner and where does the loser go, put in a good fight and you create a great opportunity for yourself.
Obviously, you would have been as disappointed as anyone to see that Dan Azeez, Joshua Buatsi fell through. Obviously the conspiracy theorists online, but Dan Azeez, he wasn't the type of guy to pull out unless it was a serious injury.
You know what? I don't think it's fair. I finished my career through injury. The bullshit I was hearing, Nelson pulled out X, Y, Z. I was in the hospital bed. Dan Azeez is not that kind of fighter. Fight is no fight. You've got 1 or 2 fighters that would do that. You can buy him off, pay him off, do whatever you can do. Danny's not that fighter. Anybody that knows him should know better. You're going on a little. What was the word? Even a blind squirrel, I'm finally not. Eddie dropped on 3 weeks ago and he was thinking Eddie knew something. He didn't know anything. It was just as one of those things. Look at fact, not fiction. And I've just got to commend Sky and Boxer, and it might sound like I'm a job's worth. I don't give a toss. You've got to commend Sky and Boxer for still giving all the undercard work on the same day they've trained to fight for. This ain't like football. We can say, now the fight's off this week, do it next week. You time up to an optimum time if you're physically, mentally, emotionally. So everybody else is still in business and you've moved it to your call. 11,000 tickets were available, 7,500 tickets were sold. So all these silly conspiracy theories are ridiculous. What I'm saying is you're insulting and undermining Dan as a fighter, the kind of fighter. Remember, this guy went and boxed in Italy with no TV. So you think he's one of those guys that'll sell his soul because you'll give him a bit of extra cash? That's not even using common sense. But the naysayers will want to jump on that. What I'm saying is you got to stop the noise. Look, believe your eyes. Don't let somebody say, believe me, not your lying eyes. And so that aside, and I feel for both fighters because they put the heart and soul into it. We have a good undercard. We have now the backing dancers in Lawal and Chamberlain, and now headliners. They're front of house, and which was always going to be a good fight. Which is always going to be a good fight. And so again, I just think, the show goes on.
I mean, in terms of the main event, does this just establish the best in Britain, or does it mean, the winner of this fight is closer to the world level as well?
No. It's best in Britain. That's what it's about. It's a Commonwealth and British title. That's what it is. There are all domestic fights out there that are still available. You've got Vidal Riley. He could get himself heavily into this mix here again. To be in this position as a British fighter, it's great. I remember cruiserweights. Nobody wanted to know cruiserweights before. Now you've got competition. You've got a dance partner. Now you've got an exciting fight in what I class as one of the meccas of boxing here in the UK at the York Hall. It's an unbelievable cauldron. It's an unbelievable place to want to fight in. And again, it's one of those fights where you think, the guys that are thinking, I just want to see this fight, this is the fight that was going to set the whole show on fire. And so now it's a headliner.
It's live on Sky tomorrow night. Johnny, 2 more before I let you go, because I know you've got to do something. Joshua Wilder isn't happening. Eddie Hearn saying maybe March or something. I mean, why can't we get this fight, in your opinion? What's holding it up?
Again, is it a blind squirrel finding a nut? You remember I said this in the first place. That fight happening next. It's a play with words. It's not.
You did say that at the press conference for this fight. Yeah.
You understand? And I said it last time when it was announced. This is common sense. Use your common sense. Don't listen to foolishness like you're being told by by people. And for AJ's future and for what they want to do with him, it's the smartest move going. I'm glad it's not happening. I'm glad eventually common sense has kicked in. So now they've got to make sure they find an opponent that benefits AJ, not the fans. You know, not promotion team, benefit AJ, because it's got to bring him on to put him back in that position, because that deal's not done, that deal's not dead. It could come alive straight after his next fight, whoever they're putting him with. Helene is something like that, I don't know. But there's fights there for him to have that need to just lift him to say, yeah, I'm back in again. I don't think so far we've seen that, you know, on the last couple of performances. We've not seen that. So I don't disagree with it. I'm not poo-pooing it. I think that was the best thing that can ever, outcome that can ever come.
Finally, Fury Usyk looks to happen if Fury beats Ngannou next Saturday. Eddie Hearn says that Fury's not over the moon to fight Usyk, but the bag's just so big that he's basically, that's the reason he's decided it. Do you believe that, or do you think Tyson's a fighting man and he wanted this fight all along at the right time?
The devil's in the detail. We haven't got a venue. We haven't got a date. The devil's in the detail. And until after this fight, what are they waiting for? You know, if the fight's been signed, you know, they've got something in mind. What are they waiting for? You know, wait to see if Tyson Fury gets through next week, because that's kind of a done deal, you'd think. One punch changes everything. But what are they waiting for? So again, we can all getting excited about it. Let's not make the same mistake we've done time and time again with Tyson Fury. You know, now, you know, the boy that cried wolf, now he wants everybody, they want everybody to believe it. I believe it when I say it. I believe it when we've got a date, we've got a venue. I believe it then. But until then, you know, I'm not buying it.
Fair enough. Well, Johnny, one fight that is happening is Isaac Chamberlain, Mikael Lawal tomorrow night. And finally, before we finish, tell us about the first bell. How's that going with Spencer Oliver?
I think Isaac Chamberlain needs to work on pace. Lawal is a heavy-handed hitter. At 17 fights, he's unbeaten. He can bang. Isaac has been in with all shapes and sizes. He was a former sparring partner for Deontay Wilder or Alexander Usyk. When it's come to it, when it's come to the crunch against a Coley, against Smith, he's fell short. He needs to get out of the mentality of coming second when it counts. Now it counts. So now he's got to make sure he takes the pace away, because he's not going to outpower him. He's going to outbox him. And he's tried everything possible to try and rattle, to try and stoke up Lawal. And Lawal stayed calm. He stayed patient. He's taken himself away. He's taken the roasting for not turning up. He's taken all that stuff. Some people, some fighters are very comfortable in uncomfortable situations like this. And I don't know what Lawal's domestic setup. I don't know what his life is around this. But what I see and what this week has told me about, this guy is at his calmest in this kind of chaos. So this fight will be harder for both fighters. And it's not as a done deal as what you think. And I'd always go with a boxer. I think boxers over punches every day of the week. But it's not a done deal. It's going to be a hard fight for both fighters.
Johnny, thanks for talking to Pro Boxing fans. Everyone subscribe to your podcast with Spencer Oliver, The First Bell. Yeah. Link will be in the description. Enjoying that?
Yeah, loving it. We can say what we want. Nobody can tell us to say nothing. So tune in.
Great stuff, Johnny. Appreciate your time. Thanks, mate.